Hello there ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? It's Alexander Hilly123 here and it's time for a new video. It's a pickups video today actually, my first in quite a while on the channel. I'm presuming so anyway because I've done my NHL 94 playthrough / series with the Montreal Canadiens since my last one, and also I did a Streets of Rage 2 playthrough as well. Enjoyed them both immensely, put them up as playlists on the channel so anyone that comes across my channel randomly in the future will know what I'm all about. What I'm all about is 90s gaming mainly. I have made gameplay videos and spoken about games and showed pickups of modern day systems, but my main passion is Mega Drive into PlayStation. The mid 90s where 2D went into 3D, the systems intertwined, and then the N64 Dreamcast came, SNES in the early 90s as well, battling it out with the Mega Drive. That is what I love, you know. That's what I'm passionate about, that's what I buy mostly. Bought so many PS1 games in the last year, but today for my pickups I have a 360 game, a PC game, would you believe it, that's a rarity, and a PS2 game, so not that retro to be perfectly honest. One of these games I played back in the day, two I have never played in my life, so they are kind of blind pickups, which is a bit of a risk, but for £7, who cares? I think you can tell how tight I am with my money. Not a bad thing, not a bad quality to have, I don't think, in 2014, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, these three games cost me a total sum of £7. Not a lot at all. But yeah, just before I show you them, I will say that the Streets of Rage 2 playthrough especially has given me a new lease of life, and I'm very passionate now, and I'm very motivated to do a few more early 90s Mega Drive games as series, as playthroughs, so you can expect to see games such as Golden Axe in the near future. I'm not going to put a time frame on it exactly, but sometime in 2014 you will see that among quite a few others, but I'm going to have to train and get better at them, so possibly Shinobi or something like that, because that game is balls hard. I am shit at all the Shinobi games, but I enjoy them immensely, but I find them very difficult. I don't know why, but I do, especially the Revenge of Shinobi. I suck at that game so much. But anyway, also something that might not be coming up on the channel is the World Cup previews and the England World Cup campaign of a football game of my choice, because the World Cup is actually 2 months away now. Can you believe it? And there's no point in me making preview videos a week before the World Cup starts because they're going to be obsolete sooner rather than later. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to do that because I'm going to have to research all the teams, any big players injured, any big happenings that I don't know of. So I'm, calm down, what am I doing there? I'm on the fence basically whether I'm going to do them or not, I don't know. But anyway, let's stop the rambling, let's show you the bloody pickups. I always do this in the order they actually purchase the games, and 3 weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, I purchased Devil May Cry on the PlayStation 2 from CEX, as you can see, and this cost me the huge sum of £1.50. As you can see in the case, it's Resident Evil 3. The reason for that being that Resident Evil 3 was in the PS2. I took it out, put Devil May Cry in the PS2, and then put Resident Evil 3 in here. I know there will be some people watching this video probably hyperventilating and screaming at me because they hate that. I do apologise, but I do that. I do look after my games, but the discs tend to go in the wrong cases, and even with the Mega Drive games, put them back in the wrong cases. So it's an annoyance, but I am a very untidy and unorganised person. That cannot be helped, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. But anyway, Devil May Cry, I did play this back in the day. Funnily enough, this was actually intended to be Resident Evil 4. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen? Oh yes, it was, but they decided to give Devil May Cry its own series, and I think it was justified in the end. They made a Devil May Cry 2, 3, and I think a fourth game as well, released in the last couple of years. But yeah, I got this for £1.50, and I don't know how to sum this game up. It's free. It's not 3D. It is, but it's third person. You have guns, but you also have swords. So you've got to intertwine those. You decide what's best to use. Certain enemies are easier to kill with the swords. Some are easier to kill with the guns. You've got to collect all these different orbs, which give you different powers. It is quite different to Resident Evil, so like I said, I can see why they decided to give the game its own name in the end. And it says here, engage wraiths, reptilian mutants, and macabre marionettes. There's also skeletons and demons, and obviously, as you can tell, it's got a gothic feel about it, even in the architecture that you see around you. It's a beautiful looking game. If you play it with a component cable on your PS2, the graphics for a 13-year-old game look absolutely fantastic. But yeah, well worth a pick up, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never played it before. Devil May Cry. Then I picked up a PC game. Two main reasons that I purchased this. One, because one of my favourite YouTubers, Barry12, that's not actually his name, or the fella's name that actually run the channel. It's an actor's name, must be an actor that they like or something, I don't know. They're absolutely bizarre. Two Australian fellas who play all sorts of games, especially I think their passion was the Amiga back in the day, but if it's old they'll play it. They like a lot of games that I don't like, but I like watching the videos for the personalities. But this game was only £1.50 and I've never played it before, but I've seen them play it. Thought I'd take a risk. It's on PC, which is weird for me. It is Thief 2, The Metal Age. Now, this is a first-person game. Not a big fan of first-person games, but you've got this. I don't know if it's like the Metal Age, but I don't know where it's set exactly. But let me just read it out to you. On the streets and rooftops of a darkened city where the forces of a corrupt sheriff loom, it takes someone with a soft touch and even softer step to stay ahead of the law. For a master thief like Garrett, the choices are clear: profit or perish. And this is the second game in the series. The first was Thief: The Dark Project. I believe the original Thief was released in 97, 98. This was released in the year 2000, I think. The graphics don't look that good for a game made in the year 2000. I am not one to complain about the graphics, but it is a very dark game in places because, let's admit it, at the end of the day, it's a bloody stealth game. What do you expect? Not for everyone, and I would also say this is not for casual gamers. I played the first level, and balls hard would be an underestimation of this. Yeah, it's quite a challenge, but if you're interested in it and you ever played it before, first person, stealthy, I think you get a bow and arrow as a weapon, you get a sword as a weapon, but basically a lot of times if you're seen, then it just gets chaotic and all spirals out of control. But I will play more of that. It's very interesting as well to use a keyboard. I'm always trying to remember what the buttons are, you know. I'm not used to keyboard gaming, me. Quite unique myself. And this is unique as well. Pick this up for £4. I've always wanted to pick this game up, well, within the last couple of years anyway, since knowing about it. I had the opportunity to buy the second and third game in the series, but I really wanted to buy the first game at a cheap price to get into it and then decide whether it's worth my time to buy the second and third game. I don't want to buy the second, really like it, and then have to buy the first, or buy it, realise I don't like it, and then think, oh, I'm never going to get the first or third now. I shouldn't have bloody bothered. But for a cheap price of £4, ignore what it says. It wasn't £7, it was £4. It is Dead Space, the original, released in 2008. This game is bloody 6 years old now. Good God. Released by EA. EA? Goodness gracious. But this game won the Best of E3 Game Critics Award 2008. And it got absolutely fantastic critical acclaim when it was released, this game. I looked on Amazon, and out of 152 ratings, I think it's got like 125 to 35 star ratings, so a lot of people love this game. I'm not sure whether I like it. I don't tend to like, I can't quite put my finger on it, futuristic elements. I just, that picture at the back, I'm thinking, will I like it? I'm not sure. But it has a horror aspect to it. And I love the old Silent Hill Resident Evil games. I'm not expecting this game to rekindle those same emotions and the same joy that I used to get from playing those original games with the pre-rendered graphics. Obviously this is a world away from it, but I want to be scared. And supposedly this game is quite scary. So we will see. Uncover the horrific truth of this shocking thriller. Zero gravity combat means terror can strike from anywhere. Strategically dismember the necromorph enemy's limb by a bloody limb. Yeah, you can rip them apart with all sorts of weird weapons. But we will have to see. That is a risk, but £4 I'm willing to take it. interested to see how that goes. And also, Microsoft gave everyone this month Hitman Absolution for free. I downloaded that and I'm bloody playing it. Thank you very much, Microsoft. It's funny, isn't it? You know, they've started to give you games one game free every month. Ever since Sony showed them up with that, this is how you play a second-hand game on the PS4. Remember that, when video of that fella giving his mate the game? Absolutely brilliant. They gave Microsoft an absolute roasting, and since then Microsoft have been giving a free game out every month. Thank you very much. I'm still getting a PS4 in the future, but thank you very much. And I'm really enjoying Hitman Absolution. Really enjoying it. Kind of like the second game. Never been a huge fan, but what I love about Hitman Absolution is that so far I'm about halfway through the game. You've got a lot of ways to get through the level. You've got a lot of ways you can go balls out and start shooting everyone, and there'll be very little consequences, or you can try and go 100% stealthy, and I'm talking not even doing a silent kill by slitting throats and whatnot and hiding bodies. Just 100% stealth, not killing anyone under any circumstances, and it is really, really enjoyable. I'm enjoying it a lot. But I'm going to start rambling now. I'm tired. Thank you for watching, guys. See you soon.